So in this stream we try to show you a very important thing that modern slot, every modern video slot nowadays has inside or implemented in it. We talk about a loss disguised as a win, and we probably see an example of what we called almost hit a bonus. So let's play a little bit. Okay. It will probably take not much time to see this result. Okay. So there you have it. This is an example of a loss disguised as a win. We bet €1 and we get back only 50 cents. So this is a loss, and let me draw this line, because if we're talking about gambling and we're talking about that we wagered some amount of money on something, on some event, and then this event occurs, we get result, and this result it could be negative and it could be positive, and that's it. Of course we can break even, but a win is a win, and a win when we paid back more than we wagered. That's it. But nowadays, to soft you and to zero you out smoothly, to soften all this path, modern slots implement this feature called a loss disguised as a win or a false win. So basically what we see: bet €1, get back 50 cents. We've lost 50 cents. There is no way around. You can explain it only in terms of conditioning. And conditioning refers to behaviorism. And if we talk about behaviorism, it's a theory. And by theory, don't get me wrong, it's not it's a theory. No, it's a fundamental and scientifically proven stuff. Behaviorism explains human behavior in terms of conditioning without appeal to thoughts or feelings. So what we see here, this outcome, we see it like pumping, and it shows us that we win. But in reality, we lost. We lost, but our brain accepts this information as a reward, because we do not hear anything because we turn the sound off. And the main reason why we turn the sound off on every stream or every slot stream is because there is no difference between sounds, epic winning sounds, if we lost, like particularly on this specific spin, or if we win, for example. So we see this combination is pumping and pulsing and expands and get back. Our brain accepts this information and we think about winning. Financially, we've lost 50 cents. And this happened over and over again. To be specific, we should realize that false wins or losses disguised as wins happen on about 15% on average. Sometimes 12%, sometimes could be 10%, but it's something around 15 or 13% of every average session that you play. However, for example, winning once, so winning spins, only happen on about 12%. So you see the difference between this. So basically your brain accepts this information as a winning information. So you subconsciously think about this pulsing, about this epic winning sound as a win. you rewarded. But financially, again, mathematically, we are losing. So our brain combines actual win and a loss disguised as a win the same way. Our mind interprets all the signs and sounds the same way, as if it were a win, but we actually lost again. So if we combine this number, for example, 15% with losses disguised as wins or false wins, and 12% of regular wins, we come up with 29, 27, maybe even sometimes 30%. 30% or 25, something in that neighborhood. So let's take like a bottom, 25%. So 1/4 of every session of all amount spins that you face, you see not winning spins. You see not wins. You see wins, and they mix it up with losses. So there you go. There you have it. This is the one way how modern slots misinform your mind and your brain. And in my opinion, this should be illegal. Because if you look at this, this is like, this is an example of misinform. So you actually get all these reward sounds and audio-visual effect, and they are the same. And that is the problem, in my opinion, because they are identical, and your brain cannot divide. Oh, this is a loss, this is a win, and it's confused a little bit, and I totally understand why. Because you got different result mathematically, you got loss and you got win, and by audio-visual effects you get the same reward. This is an example of misleading. So be aware of that and realize and keep in mind how slot manufacturer, and it's not about Nintendo, it's about modern era slots, video slots, multi-line slots, because they are all the same. They based almost on the same principle, and one of the principle is misleading your mind, misinform your brain. Why they do so? Well, it's simple, because every slot manufacturer bases when he starts to create a new slot, everything is based on scientifically proven researchers, scientifically proven experiment, or on a science as well as on research. So for example, everyone knows about dopamine, about its function, and they just play with reward motivation schedule. So they make the reward system uncertain, and your brain starts to think about this over and over again. It starts to chasing the reward, and by chasing it, your brain starts to convince yourself to keep playing. The slot becomes more addictive, more compelling, and you try to reach more and more and more. And when you try to reach more, you basically mathematically you try to stretch the distance, you try to make the spins more and more over and over again. So the more spins you play, the more you lose. The more you lose, the more addictive you become. The more addictive you become, the more you try to chase your losses. And then you try to chase your losses, which is the crucial mistake that you might do. It's just the most crucial mistake. When and if you start to chase your losses, you try to play more, you try to play aggressively, or you try to bet bigger, you try to spend more hours and try to win it back, and mathematically this is incorrect, totally incorrect, because by increasing the distance you actually winning a lot more. And that's all casino just basically want you to do. Because in case you don't know, the most amount of revenue nowadays in every casino, ground base or internet online casino, from what? From the slots. That's it. So in the next video we probably use this slot again to show you another feature which we called almost hero bonus. We divided this video, first part this about losses disguised as win and how modern slots misinform your brain and mislead your brain. And in the second part we talk about almost hero bonus feature, which is based upon, again, on fundamental scientists such as psychology and particularly on behaviorism. That's it for now.